DELUXE INSECTICONS. Venom will use his poisonous talents even on fellow Decepticons because he trusts no one and suspects everyone is trying to usurp his role as leader. His stinger can discharge fluids harmful to mechanical and organic life, utilizing agents such as corrosive acids, destructive catalysts, and paralyzing toxins. Venom's stinger can penetrate quarter-inch steel, but sometimes it gets stuck and breaks off. He flies at 15 miles an hour for 300 miles and carries an electro-blaster gun in robot form. For Barrage, winning is not enough. This Insecticon's attack continues until the ground is scorched and leveled. Merciless and cruel, he believes kindness only stirs hope among the vanquished. Barrage is disliked by fellow Decepticons. In insect mode, he can shoot non-stop explosive charges from his gun mounts, high-energy photons from his antenna. Barrage flies 15 miles per hour at a 400-mile range, and wields a powerful sonic rifle in robot mode. Ransack is unconcerned about the safety of innocents, and will level an entire town to hunt down an enemy. A tough-talking, straight-to-the-point Insecticon, always looking forward to the next battle. In insect mode, he leaps 200 feet at insect size, 1.5 miles at normal robot size. Ransack's rear legs can shatter thick steel, and their vibrations from rubbing can crumble a brick wall. Ransack's antennas shoot 80 kilovolts of electricity. In robot mode, he carries a concussion blaster gun. Chop Chop is the sneakiest of the Insecticons. If it's not bolted to the floor, it's not safe from his greedy grasp. No challenge is too great for Chop Chop. The more difficult something is to steal, the more he wants to steal it. As an insect, he flies 500 kilometers with 2 small jets on his back. His pincer-like antenna can slice through 5-centimeter thick steel. Chop Chop has 2 pinpoint lasers on his mouth and can carry 30 tons. In robot mode, he wields a photon cannon. Originally released by Takatoku Toys, the DELUXE Insecticons were imported by Hasbro and became part of the second wave of Transformers in 1985. However, as that company went out of business, their license went over to Bandai. Based on the legal trouble that Hasbro experienced with the release and inclusion of Jetfire, it is safe to assume the decision was made quickly to pull them from the cartoon entirely.
And just like that, we're all back for our 25th episode of Leo Watches Transformers, and this episode is an anniversary. It marks the 1-year date that I started making this show. So, for those of you who have been here the whole time, I thank you for your support and your viewership. Those of you who have come along the way or might be jumping on board now, I welcome you just the same. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done that already, and let's get down to business. This is Season 2, Episode 29, The Insecticon Syndrome. Oh, and along the way, there just might be a new Autobot or two that shows up. So, keep your eyes peeled. Here we go.
We open on Autobot heroes Hound, Bumblebee, as well as newcomer and personal favorite, Beachcomber.
What's wrong, Bumblebee? The road too rough for you?
No way! Smooth as selenium steel! Beat the cake! There are the trees I was talking about. Looks like they were chewed up.
They were, and I'm not talking termites. I'm talking big creatures, real big.
But that's ridiculous. What kind of animals can devour trees this size?
Not animals, Insecticons.
As the local ranger refuses to believe the evidence right before his very own eyes, the nearby Insecticons move out for another meal.
Delicious, delicious.
Gigantic robot insects that eat trees? You've got to be kidding!
A hard cut says this guy is a dumbass.
Impossible. I'm not seeing this. It must be a figment of my imagination.
Are all forest rangers self-denying cynics?
Jeff, this is Mike. Meet me at the Redwood Slope right away.
Okay, what's up?
Some giant figments are eating the trees.
Don't let it get to you, Ranger. Insecticons probably think humans are figments, too.
Somebody, somewhere, was just really offended by what Beachcomber just said. That person sucks. Moving on. Enter the Asshole Squad.
Insecticon allies! Allies? I don't trust them! Nor do I! Once they've served their purpose, I shall exterminate them! Now how about these redwoods? Tasty, huh? Full of electrons.
As Central Casting's older Forest Ranger number 2 escapes, all of our heroes meet up for exposition. In a brief incident of Cars vs. Bugs, Pixar Eat Your Heart Out, the Autobots break for an escape, but are hindered by Insecticon improvisation.
It's a dead end!
We did it! Our enemies are falling!
And they all died for real this time. Seriously, no joke.
One of the first ever voice actor videos I did was for Michael Bell, and one of his characters is Insecticon Bombshell. But now, I want to talk about Hal Rayle, the man who is the voice behind Insecticon Scrapnel. He's also Dinobot Snarl and Autobot Pipes. And an interesting twist, he was also the original Raphael on Ninja Turtles.
So Hamato Yoshi found the turtles covered with goo.
Bingo! You get the feeling all this is starting to lead somewhere?
So what I've done is I made a whole brand new video separate to this one. Link in the description, go check it out. Voice Actor Spotlight, Hal Rayle. And now, let's see what's up with these crazy-ass Insecticons, shall we?
We now return to the brutal murder of several of our heroes. Or do we?
Insecticons always triumph!
As the Decepticons arrive to banter with the Insecticons, we learn it was a hologram all along. What a fresh twist.
You can turn off your hologram projector now.
Whew, sure glad it isn't really us down there. What?
As Megatron reveals his next plan, Spike manages to gain vital intel.
You will help me siege the defense computer at Iron Mountain.
We better radio Prime.
As always, we return to Autobot Base for vital exposition.
Attention Autobots. The facts are clear. If the Insecticons make lunch of the Nova power plant,
They'll get strong enough to have us for breakfast.
Yeah, over easy and sunny side up.
Autobots,
Introducing Autobot Inferno.
roll out!
And with that, we're off.
Your choice of appetizers is impeccable, Megatron. That Nova power plant is a fit tidbit bit for a ravenous Insecticon.
Striking a nearby military installation, the Decepticons go up against unpainted G.I. Joe Dragonfly helicopters. Soon after, the Autobots arrive for more shooting and no consequences. Aside from showing off a new Autobot fire truck that you should immediately start bothering your parents to get for you.
Oh boy, a Robotoid turkey shoot!
Out of sight, Inferno! You burned the little budgets! Caboose!
Penetrating the outer walls, the Insecticons begin to feed on the experimental energy source inside.
A little heavier than neutrons. But the protons are making me grow. And we'll show Megatron who's really in control.
Granted enhanced strength and size, the Insecticons bring Soundwave under their control.
I am yours to command, Insecticon Master. Look, Shrapnel! visitors.
Taking the Autobots by complete surprise, the Insecticons tear shit up. Prime daringly leads his troops to retrieve their fallen comrades.
We'll get you out of here. Okay, guys, load them in. All set, Prime. Then let's go.
As the Autobots successfully retreat, Megatron's next move is made clear.
Power has made the Insecticons obnoxious
And invincible.
which will enable us to capture the defense computer at Iron Mountain.
And then I will hold this world in the palm of my hand.
But first, exposition.
Optimus, according to this, the Nova power core is incompatible with their trilithium stomachs.
Hey, what? You mean they're gonna get electrochemical indigestion?
Worse, it's gonna blow them to smithereens if we don't find an antidote.
Ticking clock established, the Decepticons strike Iron Mountain.
Control alert. Defense perimeter has been breached.
Soundwave, when you have assimilated all data in the master defense computer, we'll terminate our alliance with those insufferable Insecticons.
Optimus Prime, help!
Iron Mountain is under attack. The Insecticons are flying time bombs, Prime.
Yes, if they explode inside Iron Mountain.
They'll blow it sky high.
Oh, snap.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, there's no way this crazy son of a bitch is gonna drop a second voice actor video on us. But guess what? 25th episode, 1 year anniversary. You guys, let's get nuts. Let's talk about Clive Revill. He is the voice actor behind Insecticon Kickback. Interesting note, in Batman the Animated Series, he was also the voice of Alfred. Now, as a Star Wars nerd, I would be very remiss if I didn't point out the fact that he was also the original voice of Emperor Palpatine. Now wait, I know a lot of you are thinking, hey, Ian McDiarmid is the guy that played the Emperor, and you're right. From Return of the Jedi on, all the prequels and everything since has always been Ian McDiarmid. He's even done the voice of it in the cartoon on some instances. However, if you watch Star Wars produced on home video before 2005, including the special edition, the voice of the Emperor is in fact Insecticon Kickback.
What is thy bidding, my master?
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
I have felt it.
We have a new enemy, Luke Skywalker.
So that's a whole other spotlight video that I've created for you. Please enjoy, check it out, like, share, and all that other stuff. And if it's okay with you, I kind of want to keep watching Transformers now.
We now return to these assholes, who learn the defenses at Iron Mountain are stronger than anticipated.
What's the matter, Megatron? Weakling humans, too tough for you.
Ignoring the clear signs that all is not right with their bodies, the Insecticons overtake the defenses.
Now, Autobots, transform and attack!
As Autobots arrive, the Insecticons take them on. Megatron moves in for his prize.
With pleasure.
As heavy fire begins, the Autobots once again race to protect a miner they brought into a combat zone.
Guys, you alright?
Just great. If you don't mind 2 tons of Inferno sitting on your head plates. Look, you get 10 tons of boulders off my shoulder struts, and I'll get off your noggin.
That was actually funny. Once Megatron gets what he wants, he foolishly betrays the Insecticons.
The Insecticons are no longer of any use to us. Destroy them!
I think your dear Decepticons would rather follow my commands. He must have bugged our forces with cerebro shells. Yeah, like this.
No one gets into my cranial chamber!
Megatron says, "Bitch, please."
My cerebral cell! My precious cell! And now I'm going to stab you!
No, Megatron! Get away from them!
As things get more complex, the Insecticons take advantage of the situation, causing an unlikely alliance.
Soundwave took from the computer.
Fools! You flip-flop your circuits!
Here, Prime, the antidote. Well, Megatron, are you with us or not?
Anything to destroy those revolting robotic roaches!
As we come to our final showdown, Prime and Megatron work together to stop the Insecticons. The antidote reverts Kickback and Bombshell back to their original size and power. Shrapnel, however, is much more of a pain in the ass.
Oh! Shrapnel! In 10 seconds, the Nova power core you ate is going to explode!
Something's gonna explode, but it's not gonna be yours truly! Now you'll learn what happens to those who stand in the way of the Insecticons! You first, Prime!
Optimus, no!
In a straight baller action hero move, Spike does what no Autobot or Decepticon can do. With cunning and daring, he saves the day. Wait, is Spike cool in this episode? What the hell's going on here? Coming to, Soundwave loses all information from the Iron Mountain computer.
My memory circuits all erased.
We Insecticons know how to get it together!
In a true show of consequences not mattering, Shrapnel is totally fine after all. Insecticons escape from Decepticons who plan to kill them, but everything will be fine, I'm sure. After an episode of Goodwill, somebody drops the ball.
Gee, the Insecticons gave us a lot of trouble, didn't they? But they seem to bug Megatron even more.
Shut up, Spike.
Well, in the end, a pretty good episode. I mean, the robots transformed into things, shit blew up, and everyone learned a lesson, apparently. It was a good-looking episode, but did they make mistakes? Nobody's perfect. And so let's laugh at them.
This guy brought them all out here because, in his own words, the trees look like they've been chewed up. But when the Autobots tell him that the trees have in fact been chewed up, he calls bullshit.
But that's ridiculous. What kind of animals can devour trees this size?
Not animals, Insecticons.
An entire scene goes by, and we cut back to this guy just to remind you what an obtuse asshole he's being.
Gigantic robot insects that eat trees? You've got to be kidding!
No bullshit, this is literally the way this thing is cut together.
Impossible. I'm not seeing this.
I don't know what's going on in the National Park Service, but they need to open their minds and watch some X-Files. This nicely animated rolling log is moving way too fast for them to be able to outrun and stay ahead of it for as long as they do.
Our enemies are falling to their doom!
It's a good thing that none of the Decepticons have built-in highly advanced sensory equipment. Spike and Bumblebee are literally directly in Megatron's view at a very short distance. What gives?
We better radio Prime.
There's no point in whispering, Spike. Soundwave can hear anything.
The choppers are in trouble! Then what are we waiting on?
Actually, there's no rush at all. All of those people are dead now.
A little heavier than neutrons.
Why does that sound so familiar? Oh, wait, that's right.
Delicious, shrapnel. little heavy on the electrons,
Despite being heavily armed and still strong enough to hold his own, Soundwave makes zero effort to fight back. Jazz's visor is painted blue like his eye color, however, it should be black like the rest of his head. Did the US Army buy these laser cannons from Lex Luthor? Spike is now an invalid. This arm perspective is weird in relation to the scale of these enlarged Insecticons. How convenient that it only happened to the one guy that knew the formula. They totally escape.
And with that, my friends, we come to the conclusion of the final episode of Leo Watches Transformers. From this apartment, because I'm moving to a new place down the street. The rent increase here has been psychotic, borderline criminal. And between you and me, the people that own this building can literally go f*** themselves. So, now that I've got that off my chest, I just want you to know that when you're watching this, I'm already in my new apartment, well on my way to working on the next episode, which is Dinobot Islands Part 1 and 2, a special double-part episode, which features a whole slew of new Transformers. The entire wave of new toys that came out in the spring and summer of 1985 are finally going to show up and be featured for the rest of Season 2. In the meantime, however, for a man of my age, I have a disturbing number of toys and action figures that I need to pack away. For the last 4 years, this apartment has turned into my own personal toy museum. And now the party's over. I don't know even how many of them I'm gonna be able to display in my new place, but let's be honest, I'm gonna find a way. So I'd like to leave you all with a little montage. Please enjoy my collection. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I do very sincerely hope to see you in the next episode. Take care.
like a scrap heap.
Junk! That's what you are! Junk!
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes!